Now we're going to move on to Cirque du Soleil. So we were talking about it a little bit this morning. Michel Laprise is here. He's the director of Kurios. Here's a little bit more. Take a look.
They bring us magical adventures wrapped up in a tent. Cirque du Soleil is an acrobatic masterpiece, adorned with brilliant colors and piercing imagery. Having visited Calgary in the past, our response has been overwhelming. To that degree, Cirque returns to the delight of the young at heart, and to the dreamers.
Just absolutely beautiful colors, Michel. Now, this is not from your production. This is one that was previous.
Okay.
But again,
so bad the show.
But one thing there seems to be a common link is the brilliance, the acrobatics, the colors, everything so piercing, so specific, so exact.
But
You've been tasked with something incredible, sir.
Well, we're really excited to bring it to Calgary because we're breaking record sales everywhere. The show is really uplifting and joyful because it was important for me and the team of designers at the beginning of the process to establish that this show is going to be very new, because, you know, we've been doing shows for 30 years, like that's the 35th production. So we wanted to surprise our audience, and we worked very, very hard on that. So you will see some performances, some art forms that you've never seen before. We play a lot with the perceptions, so sometimes objects will be giant. And one thing I wanted to do is never use traditional circus apparatus. So for this time, you will not see trapezes, you will not see T2 boards. We will perform the acrobatics on strange objects. So, and also, what's special in this one is that instead of having a majority of creatures, like we sometimes do, you saw like in the footage there very clearly, in this case, in Kurios, Cabinet of Curiosities, we have humans. So you have a bunch of voyageurs who exit the train at the beginning. And we have a reference period as well. So the second half of the 19th century is our period for that. So you will see this is not images from Kurios. Yeah, this is the logo. Okay,
it's beautiful.
This is from Iris, the show we had in LA. But you know, it's the same, like astonishing prowess of our acrobats. But in this case, so we have a reference period. This is the second half of 19th century. This was like, in a few decades, there were so many inventions. For the first time, the music could travel thanks to the gramophones. You could communicate with people in real time with the telegraph. There was also the development of the railway system. So much was happening. So this is the ambiance of our show. Everything is possible. Because right now, sometimes people are a bit pessimistic and stuff. So to me, it's important that, I said to the team at the beginning, I said, this is not just a project, it's a mission. We have to reinvent ourselves, and we have to do something that will really uplift people. And I'm super proud of the team because it's an addictive show. I don't travel with the show, but I see it. I can talk about it a lot.
Well, one thing
I have to see it every month.
Kimberly, Kevin, you should know that actually Michel was a talent scout.
At first, yeah.
At first a talent scout. You have been vaulted to another level. I would imagine that you must be scared because it's such a daunting task to take on this new responsibility.
Well, no, I was super excited. You know, I come from theater, so and I met Michael from One Yellow Rabbit, so I feel really sorry. So I offer our condolences from Quebec to Calgary, because I met them in a international theater festival, and it's very vivid in my mind. They were so creative and so passionate about what it is. So I was a theater director before I joined Cirque, and I was supposed to go at Cirque just for a few months. Oh yeah, I'm going to scout the world to find the best talents and stuff. I got hooked.
What a job.
They offered me a permanent job. And after 5 years, the artists came to me because I developed a way to audition them, which was like beyond anything we've done before. We were doing like workshops of 2 days. And they said, Michel, we like the way you direct us because we get new stuff out of us. I've been doing things that I didn't thought I could do. So you should direct. So it really came from the base, you know. You say grassroots or something?
Grassroots.
Yeah, the grassroots.
Yeah.
They pushed me, and I went to see the head of creation at that time, Michel, co-founder of Cirque, and I said, I want to direct a show. He said, you're crazy. I said, stop complimenting me. and then he said, okay, so we're going to test you. We're going to move you to these special projects. And I did things like multi-million dollars projects sometimes, but were more like for private or corporation clients. Then I did the Super Bowl with Madonna, the show.
I was gonna get to that.
Super Bowl with Madonna.
Madonna.
So, hello.
Yeah, that was fun.
I can't imagine the phone
She's
call.
great. She's
Hello,
great.
Michel. This is Madonna.
She's a texter. She says SMS.
Oh, you're
And
right. She's texting me right now.
And when I got my assistant on board after a few weeks, I said, okay, because he was not with me for the Super Bowl, but then she was honoring me with the opportunity to do the show, you know, the world tour, MDNA. So I said to David, I said, okay, I have to warn you. She texts me at 2 or 3 in the morning. She expects everything to be done within hours, and she's really on it. And he said, Michel, this is exactly the way you are, so it's good. You found your sister. And it was, and I learned a lot. She's great. She has a dedication to her art. It was phenomenal.
As do you, sir.
Well,
As do you.
me, I have to do it because the artists we work with at Cirque du Soleil, they're the best. So I always say when I spend time in the office, as I said, we have the best performers, so we have to outdo ourselves. In our house, we have people who walk on wire. We have people who throw people in the air. So in every job that we do, we have to surpass ourselves. It's a place of excellence. And you're supposed to be at Cirque du Soleil to give the best. And if you go into like the mode of just normal, it's not the place for it, because the audience expects that. It's in our culture that if you do a salto, well, the next day you will start to work on your double salto. So you always want to improve, because if you don't go forward, if you don't advance, you will go backward. So this is the culture.
Michel, we love having you here. Michel Laprise is the director of Kurios Cabinet of Curiosities. April 9th is the premiere here in Calgary.
Yeah.
We cannot wait. And by the way, this was a group that was formed in 1984 with just 20 performers, and look where it is
Look at it
today.
now.